Change your story, change your life. What does that mean? How do I apply it? How do I use it correctly? That'd be my motto. But what that means is you right now have a story of your life in general story of your life. And it's what's guiding all your behaviors. You think a story's going a certain way, whatever, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It ends up coming that way. So, would you want to have a bad story, a good story, the right story for you specifically? Because each person has their own story, not there's just one story for all. Each of us has our own story. This life, past lives, future lives, or future life in this body that you may have. If you die, you want to go to some other body, by all means do it. But it's more than just that. That's like the beginning. But then you go deeper. And you start saying, how do I apply this in all areas of life? Right? Money, sex, relationships. That's usually what people focus on. What about sales, marketing, your business, your dream? What about those things? It's up to you. But it's also up to what you tend to focus on. If you have a triumphant story in those things, that's going to be great. You're going to have fun. You're going to have a lot of swell times. What about other things? Other things like, for me, I think martial arts all the time. Martial arts, women, your man, guys, friends, mom, dad relationship, brother sibling relationships. The list goes on. It goes on. And the more deeper you go, the more detailed you get with it, the more your story lines up inside you, and you create that even easier and faster and better. Effortlessly. It just becomes who you are. It is what it is. So I asked this question, and I asked this questions to help you get to those questions faster. So we can learn and do something better. That's about it. Oh, maybe we can go into an exercise. No, I think you guys got it. You know what to do. Write it down. Each one, things you gotta work on. Oh, well, let's go further into it, actually. So what I would do, if I were you, you haven't done this at all before, I would say, what's the main thing I want to change in my life? The main story, the main area of my life that I want to change. And to just change the story. Change it to the right story that works for you. So you have a bad story with money, change it. Right now. You can change it right now. Change it to the right story for you. That's what I'd say. Maybe you want to change it to the cool story for you. Or maybe the fun story for you. Maybe the right story for you in money is the fun story for you in money. Maybe that's what it is. Play with it. See how it goes. Experiment. You should have fun. Change your relationship to failure. Your story with failure. That'd be cool, right? I think so. I feel like Teal Swan right now. She's awesome at this stuff. Like, explain this way, like throwing one thing after the other and just be like, bam, 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 and then hold out, da, 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 da. It feels good. It feels very good. And this is where the law of attraction comes in, you know? Law of attraction states that you basically attract who you are. And also I would add you repel also what you don't like. Right? You don't like something, you repel it. You say, get away. You don't want it in your life. But if you keep telling them to come in your life while saying that simultaneously, then you're crazy. Or maybe you're just in love with them and you can't seem to shake them or her. Because you know something better can happen from it. But that's the only reason, that's the only time I would recommend you stay with somebody is if you know they get better. If they get worse, then just cut ties and adios. That's honestly the best. Like, and sometimes it just doesn't work with one person. You know, like their personality doesn't mix with your personality that well, and for the long term, it just can't last. You know, some things you have going well, like you may have some money, they may not have so much money, but they're probably good in bed, and they're great talkers, and they can entertain you, sort of. Maybe they're good with kids. Maybe they're just good with kids, but like go to people for what they're good at. You know, that's what I learned recently. Like sometimes some people are better as your friend than your wife, or better as your friend and not your husband. It could be like that for some time. It could be like that all the time. Like it just depends on what the story is, what it should be, in my opinion. But that's my style. I know that for sure. It's my style. Is that the right style for everyone? Nah. Honestly, nothing about it, no. But you tend to like life when you live it the way that you want to live it. It's just that simple, really. If you don't like life, it's because you're not living it the way you want to live it. And my suggestion is change to the story where you're maybe creating that life you want to live, or you're appreciating what you have to create a better life in your future. Or maybe you want to just stay stagnant for a little bit. You know, you're tired probably. You know, you don't like living too much because you're exhausted. You just need some rest. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, that's Manny with another one.